How's it going, guys? Welcome back to ConstantlyVariedFitness, and in today's video we're going to talk about why CrossFit is suing Reebok. But real quick, before we get into the video, I am very excited to announce that we have a new logo coming out, and my goal is to start making some apparel. So I want to get some hats, shirts, sweatshirts, shaker bottles, different things like that to also not just sell, but to give out for giveaways and things like that. So if you guys are interested, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section. Also, thank you guys for all the love lately on Instagram. It has been absolutely ridiculous. We're literally averaging like 800 plus likes a photo. We are growing like 200 followers a week. So I really want to thank you guys so much for all the support and all the love you guys are showing on there. So with that all being said, let's get to the video. So I'm getting all my information from an article called CrossFit Takes Reebok Licensing and Marketing Dispute to Federal Court. It released yesterday, and if you want to check out the article for yourself, I'll link it down below in the description of the video. But this is how the beginning of the article starts. CrossFit Incorporated announced today it was forced to bring suit against its exclusive licensing partner, Reebok. The dispute stems from a unilateral change Reebok made in how it calculates royalties, efforts to hide underpayments from CrossFit, and Reebok's failure to comply with its marketing obligations under the licensing agreement. So it sounds like CrossFit has three separate issues with Reebok. The first one is how it calculates how much CrossFit makes back from Reebok. Because CrossFit, Reebok is the only brand that can use the CrossFit name and put it on apparel and really promote CrossFit as being their thing, versus that's why Nike doesn't do that. That's why Under Armour, all those other like larger brands, but they say cross training or functional training or whatever they say, because they can't use the word CrossFit. That's why Reebok can literally throw CrossFit, Forging Elite Fitness, CrossFit's main like logo on all their stuff, because they have this partnership. So it looks like Reebok has changed the algorithm on how they determine how much they owe CrossFit for using their name and their image. The second one is Reebok was trying to hide underpayments to CrossFit. So how I read that is I read it two different ways. Either one, not only were they changing the algorithm of how they pay CrossFit, but they were also doing some other shady things on top of that to make the cost even lower, or they tried to hide it and say like, oh no, see, we're still paying you, that we didn't change the algorithm, but we're still paying the same percentage or whatever it is that we owe you guys, but we're not selling this much this month, or the CrossFit Games was last couple months, so these past few months have died down, whatever it is. So it's either they're doing two shady things of either changing the algorithm and doing other ways to hide the payments, or they are just trying to hide the fact that they changed the algorithm in the first place. And the last one is Reebok's failure to comply with marketing obligations under the licensing agreement. So I read a little further in the article, and essentially Reebok and CrossFit made an agreement saying that, Reebok had to pay $51.75 million on marketing. So that way, CrossFit's still being pushed out there, it's still being seen in front of a lot of people that maybe might not know about CrossFit, or they're not certain about it yet. So they just want to keep Reebok to do their part, essentially, not just have CrossFit try to, because CrossFit's killing it. CrossFit on their end is doing a bunch of YouTube videos. They're always in the media, they're in the news. Their Instagram page is lit. Whoever runs their Instagram is super funny and comments on a lot of other people's stuff that comment on the CrossFit Instagram posts. But essentially, Reebok was not doing their part in putting down the $51 million that needed to go to marketing to help, I guess, essentially, help both of them grow. Because if it wasn't for Reebok, which is actually also in this article too, I mean, Reebok would not be around. No one was wearing Reebok before CrossFit came around, so it's kind of like CrossFit was brand new, they were the redheaded stepchild, and then they were looking for some help, and then Reebok went to help them, and they tried to make this mutual agreement. So another part in this article says, no one other than Reebok, including CrossFit itself, could produce clothes or shoes bearing the CrossFit trademark. So CrossFit itself, I just realized that. You can't buy a CrossFit shirt unless it's made by Reebok. CrossFit doesn't make its own shoes, CrossFit doesn't make its own hats. Everything that says the word CrossFit on it is produced and made by Reebok. That's crazy, I never even thought about that. So they're literally giving them all the rights to do anything that comes with apparel and like throwing it on gear and all that kind of stuff, like gym bags, there's like water bottles. There's so many different things that Reebok makes. Like if you walk into a Reebok store, it's like head to toe, 99% of it's CrossFit. You might see like a couple things that don't say CrossFit on them, but I mean, Reebok's bread and butter apparel is CrossFit. And now another big thing is that it sounds like this is going on for years. So another piece of the article states that the complaint filed by CrossFit alleges that in 2013, Reebok began altering the way it calculated royalty payments. So I mean, this isn't like it's been a month or so, or maybe half a year or a year. I mean, they took them to federal court. So if that's the case, it's been a huge pause and a huge dispute that they've been trying to work on and figure out, and it's Reebok's doing some shady stuff, which blows my mind, because I feel like if CrossFit did not go with Reebok, Reebok would not be around anymore. Reebok would be gone, because essentially, Reebok is a sub, I guess you say, company or brand underneath Adidas. Adidas owns Reebok. If CrossFit did not go with Reebok, I'm pretty sure Reebok would be gone. It would be just Adidas. They would be focusing on, they'd put all their effort into that, but I mean, Adidas would take a huge cut in stocks, like they would lose a ton of money, it would be ridiculous, and I can't believe that they would go and do something shady like this to try to just get more money out of them. And even though CrossFit's still growing continuously, and they would still probably be making more money every year, but they try to just jip them and take the short route. So I guess the reason why now that they're going to take them to federal court is because in this part of the article says, the complaint alleges that CrossFit's suspicions were confirmed in February 2017 when Reebok admitted that it had been making royalty payments resulting in a payment shortfall. So they admitted to, okay, maybe we are not paying our full amount that we owe you or this and that, but I mean, that's ridiculous. So now, for the very last paragraph of the article states, Reebok signed a sweetheart deal before CrossFit was a household name, and our growth helped make their brand relevant again, which is 100% true. And that might sound kind of like mean or a stab in the heart to Reebok, but I mean that is true. Reebok would, I strongly believe Reebok would not be around if CrossFit did not go with them. That was said by CrossFit CEO Jeff Kane. But it's past time for them to meet the terms of our agreement, and that's all we are asking for today. So I wonder, let's say Reebok goes and pays back all the money that they owe CrossFit, they apologize, this and that. Is CrossFit going to stay with Reebok? Does CrossFit want to stay with Reebok? Technically, one of the beginning paragraphs of the article states that the 10-year deal was signed in 2010. So technically, I guess they were signed with Reebok until whenever their lease ends in 2020. Or their agreement ends, but I don't know. After knowing that that is possible and they've done that and that it's gone this long, because the first account of it was in 2012. Yeah, 2012. So obviously they've been doing it for a long time. That's 6 years. Who knows how many millions that could have possibly been? I'm sure CrossFit knows. They've probably been figuring out how to keep a tab on it. But I would not be surprised that if in 2020 we see the Nike CrossFit Games. Reebok messed up. They had the opportunity to shine and grow together with CrossFit, but if I was any part of the CrossFit company, I would not want to be with Reebok anymore. So now I want to know what you guys think. I do not agree with Reebok, what they did at all. That is super shady, that is super messed up, but I love Reebok gear. I love their shirts, the shorts. I love Nanos over like Metcons or Nobles or anything like that. I just like the way Reebok gear feels and the durability of it and the way it fits, but I don't know if I would still stay with them if CrossFit no longer supports them or is with them or agrees to be with them and they go to a different company. I'm not necessarily like if Reebok or if CrossFit goes to Nike that I would want to start wearing Nike gear more. I might wear other apparel more. I might wear some Noble. Noble has like actually a big variety of apparel that I realized. They have like shorts and shirts and sweatshirts and that kind of stuff. I really like Strike Movement. I plan on buying a pair of their shoes, so expect a review on those. And the Noble Runners, expect a review on those also. I want to test those shoes out and see how they are, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm pretty sure most of you guys out there love Nike. I did a poll on Instagram saying, well, would you guys be upset if it turned into the Nike games or Nike CrossFit games? And a lot of people were like, yeah, I'd love that, because I know the majority of people at most CrossFit gyms wear Nike, support Nike, love Nike gear. So I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Make sure you leave them down below in the comment section. It's crazy. I'm interested to see what happens out of this. It's very, very interesting that Reebok would go and do something shady like this. I don't get it. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for a lot more videos to come your guys' way. We'll see you guys next time.